What is TMAO? What do we need to know about it? What food is it found in?
TMAO, 4 letters, TMAO, stands for a molecule trimethylamine N oxide that until 9 years ago, very few physicians and the public had never heard of. A couple scientists did. There's a few decades of research on why fish can float at deep pressure in the ocean, why they aren't crushed. And there was a molecule in the flesh or blood of fish, TMAO, that provided some buoyancy. What the heck does that matter? Because about 9 years ago in Cleveland, a research group asked the question, beyond diabetes and blood cholesterol and smoking, maybe there's other molecules in the blood that promote atherosclerosis or damaged arteries. They had a reason to screen through a few hundred or 1,000 potential candidates. And on the final list was 3, but TMAO was one of the 3. They went to the lab. They had a hypothesis, how science occurs. They actually drew blood on over 4,000 heart patients at the Cleveland Clinic. They were going through a procedure. They were able to measure TMAO. They developed an assay for it. And they found a pretty strong correlation. The more plaque in your heart arteries on catheterization, the higher your blood level of TMAO. So they decided we're going to focus a research group on this molecule. They developed, soon after, a commercially available assay that physicians could order it. I actually think I was the first physician in the United States, maybe the world, to have access to this assay, and have drawn thousands and thousands and thousands of blood levels in various patients of TMAO. But what we learned real succinctly is, how does your blood level get high? The quickest route is to eat red meat, which is rich in an amino acid called L-carnitine, or to eat egg yolk, which is rich in a nutrient called choline. When they get in the GI tract, there are bacteria that can convert L-carnitine and choline through an enzyme reaction to something called TMA, trimethylamine. It smells like fish. But your liver has one more step. It's called FMO, flavin monooxidase, that will take TMA and make it TMAO, and then it's in the blood. If you don't eat red meat and you don't eat egg yolk, you shouldn't have TMAO in your blood, except there are people that buy vitamins that have L-carnitine. Some energy drinks have L-carnitine, the popular ones. And there are vitamins that have choline. So I have many patients with very high levels, but they are actually plant eaters, but they've been taking vitamins that somebody gave to them or they read about, or they're drinking too many energy drinks. And as soon as we stop that, the blood level goes down. Furthermore, there have been some very interesting studies at the Cleveland Clinic that if you do choose a plant diet and you're not taking these vitamins, you're going to have a very low or undetectable level of TMAO, which may be, an unrecognized advantage of a plant diet, is that one more factor in heart disease beyond blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, inflammation is reduced with a plant diet. Being the entrepreneurs that these scientists are, their platform hasn't been very strong. Well, therefore, everybody should eat a largely or completely plant diet, because that way we'd have lower TMAO levels and potentially, over the years, less heart disease. They're looking to create a molecule that blocks this whole process, so you can literally eat what you want to eat and still have a low TMAO level, because that potentially could be patented and become either an over-the-counter or a pharmaceutical agent that makes a whole lot of money. They're on that trail. There was a publication in the last few weeks that they may be close to it, and it was animal testing, now soon to be human testing. The molecule they're using, I believe, is called DMB, dimethylbutane. It actually is, to some degree, in balsamic vinegar, and it might be a good thing to put a little balsamic vinegar on your spinach or your kale. It's delicious anyways. But if you're eating a plant diet, it doesn't really matter. There should be no way you have to worry about TMAO unless you look at your vitamin bottles and there is L-carnitine or choline. But it's really been a big scientific breakthrough. Just to finish up, the only other pushback, because of course if you're a meat proponent or an egg proponent and now you've got TMAO in the mix, you've got another reason that people are avoiding eating these foods if you're promoting them. As I mentioned right at the beginning, there are a few species of fish that have TMAO in their flesh. It's been thrown up as the argument, we all recognize fish are much healthier for heart disease than other animal groups. If fish have TMAO, it must be that it's all a non-issue, that TMAO is not a factor because fish are so great. Well, in reality, one, there's only a few species of fish that have TMAO. It is these deep water fish that have it for buoyancy reasons. It's not factory farm fish. It's not the little perch you caught in your local lake. It's, deep, deep, deep water fish, usually ocean fish. Number two, it isn't necessarily accepted by all sources that fish are actually healthy, let alone the current concern of all the contaminants from mercury to PCBs, DDT, PFAS, and the rest, all these chemical soup that accumulate in fish flesh and fish fat. There are animal studies where you take an animal and you look at its aorta, fed a standard chow, fed a chow enriched with fish. There's actually more atherosclerosis in the fish-enriched chow than the standard chow. We need more science. I don't accept the fact that we would conclude that fish are a healthy food choice. It's always compared to what? I mean, compared to fried chicken and French fries, a grilled piece of salmon may be a better choice, and it fits better in the Mediterranean diet. But the best choice still might be a fermented tempeh, patty and a stir fry as even being a better choice overall.